What is the essential roadmap for you as a parent when you have a teenager who has ADHD? How do you know getting from here to getting where you want to go without being lost, without your child getting upset? I'm Ivan. I'm a parent of 5 kids, and I will say that when I was a new father, I was a complete idiot. And then I've learned I'm an occupational therapist. So I have all that knowledge and experience, and then diving into psychology. And what I do is I help families fast track through challenges so you don't have to be an idiot like I started out as, but you can jump forward. And I want to give you the roadmap today, things to help pattern your life and change your parenting approach so that you can have success with your son, with your daughter who has ADHD in their teenage years. Now, we need to understand, I'm going to be talking about co-regulation and attachment. Regulation between you and your child, and attachment, which is essential for regulation, starts when they're itty bitty babies. They come to you, you go to them, they cry, you pick them up, you rock them, you hold them, you cuddle them, you caress them, and all this, you do it hundreds and hundreds of times. All these times of you repeating this interaction helps build this connection. They know that you are safe, and then they slowly become more and more distant from you. And you probably do this as an adult. You go somewhere and you feel nervous, you feel unsure, you look around for somebody to connect to. Maybe it's your spouse. Then you send a text from a friend. You send a text, hey, just checking in. I'm going into this party, this new place, this job interview. You still follow the same pattern that you have developed with your child, or can have developed with your child. However, we as parents, sometimes we get overwhelmed and we get upset. Now, to understand that, we need to understand our brain. We have all this information coming into our brain, and deep inside our brain, in the middle, we have the center that takes all this information, makes sense of it, it sorts it, gathers it, it checks it out for safety. That's where our guard dog lives. When we get overwhelmed, or when there's a lot of information, or when we're not quite sure what to do with the information, that guard dog acts up, and that is where the fight, flight, freeze response comes from. That's where we shut down. We want to run away. That's where we get explosive and emotional rather than think clearly and plan. Now, our teenagers are doing the same, but we add on this challenge of ADHD. And when you add on ADHD, it means that there's challenges in how we process and understand the world in that center part of the brain. We have all this information going in, and then it has trouble being sorted. So our teenagers are more likely to fall into the fight, flight, freeze response, acting up, because they get overwhelmed. Naturally, your child wants to be attached to you, wants to feel successful, wants to feel safe, wants to feel secure. But you as a parent are getting overwhelmed because you're not sure how your child is processing and why they are doing the things they are doing, which is a fight, flight, freeze response to how they're experiencing life. So you go to them and say, hey, we need to do this homework, these chores. Your child, in their fight, flight, freeze response, shuts down, gets angry, dismissive, doesn't want to come to you. You feel overwhelmed. Maybe there's an argument, upset, stressed. They can't feel that. You think about the fact that if you are out in the middle of the woods and it's a peaceful day, nice and sunny, and there's birds chirping, all of a sudden a T-Rex jumps out from behind the tree, and your system is going to do something. Monster there, I need to get myself safe. And I'm either going to freeze in place and the T-Rex is going to eat me, I'm going to run away, or I'm going to attack the T-Rex. Not a good idea either, but you're going to do one of those basic things, or a mix of them, to get back to where you are safe. And let's say that you are a little kid, and it's not a T-Rex, but a squirrel, and you are, and let's go really small kid, and you are unsure of the squirrel, so you run to your parent in a safe place. But what if your parent is also the monster? And this happens all the time. And it creates challenges in how our teens are able to connect to us. And this is essential for the roadmap for you to understand how to get from where you want to be to where your child is going and where you want your child to be. Because when you are upset, when you are not regulated yourself, you become the T-Rex. But your child wants to turn to you to regulate. So you are the upset T-Rex. You are activating their fight, flight, freeze response. They want to turn to you because you're the parent. But then you're the monster and you're dysregulated. So then they get in this confusion state of, I don't know where to turn. I want to be calm. I want to be comforted, but I'm also freaked out because my parent is the one who's upset. What am I supposed to do? And that is when the withdrawal happens. They don't know where to go. And it's simply because you need to learn how to regulate yourself. That is the key to the roadmap. You maintaining calm, understanding yourself. Now, can I give you that entire roadmap here of how you work on yourself first, change your parenting style, improve your skills to match your child, and then apply the skills to your child? No, I can't give that to you in this video. That takes time to learn. You can read books and do stuff on your own to be successful. I did that myself. When I was a young father, I was a complete idiot. I was a moron. But I learned, and I spent years learning it. We're 5 kids, and they've all gone through teenager years. I want to fast track you. You don't need to be the idiot that I was. I want to be your parent coach to fast track you so you can understand yourself, grow, learn, and you can have this success with your child. It really does start with you. And it starts with understanding how our brains process, how we understand the world, how your teenager understands the world, and how you can adapt yourself so that you are calm and your child can feel that attachment back to you. And that is going to make fantastic gains.